Welcome to Facebook Live. It's me, Janelle.
I know, exactly. I just gave up.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Dave.
No, that's not my mother. My mother looks amazing.
Do you have a picture of your mom that we could show? Because
My
that's more
mom
indicative
is
of
so
what you're going to look
beautiful.
like.
Snapchat is so much fun. I just have to say that. All right, so welcome. Dave Szafranski is here, president and founder of Edgewater Investment Group. We can continue our discussion answering your financial questions. It'll be a fabulous time.
Isn't she beautiful? Like, this is mommy. Oh, you can't hardly see it. That's my mom. She's beautiful.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what your filter's doing, brother.
Because it's not your mom, it's you.
I know.
You're sick. What did you just do to me?
Oh, gosh. Wait, we should have. You're going to answer questions. You should stand
Dave.
Whenever. So
Oh my
a lot of
gosh,
times
you got issues.
I'll do this, and I'll pretend like I put a little on the tongue. You never know.
Len said, put your coat on.
Yeah, her husband's still convinced that her cold came from. He goes, I told you, you should wear your coat.
He was proud of me this morning because I was about to walk out with my coat. He's like, look at you, baby. You're going to get well very soon. Keep it up. Put your coat on.
He's got a physics degree.
It ain't biology. Hello.
Len has a physics degree?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
physics
Wow.
degree. Yeah.
I don't know anybody with a physics degree. Well, now I know
Now
one
you do.
person.
Now you do. All right,
I
so
love him.
Dave is
You're
here.
gonna ditch Brian when you meet Len. Be like, yeah, this is my dude.
No, we're BFFs, Dave and me.
I noticed his haircuts.
He does, and I think it's
Adrian,
valuable.
thank you. Yes, my mother is gorgeous.
I think it's valuable for young Christian men to have older mentors that they can look up to from their vast life experience that extends far beyond their own. So that's why I'm friends with Dave.
Yes, exactly.
So we're answering financial. I'm not a
You're not
financial-
answering anything, and you did it again. Here we go. Now
Are
down
you
here
serious?
and back here.
Oh my God.
You're going to have to burn that shirt.
She's
Just burn
got
it.
Matt
She's got a
says,
cold.
Back away from the camera, Brian. Yeah, like he's all the way
What?
up there.
What?
It's weird.
What do you want?
Brian's kind of a glory, what we would call a glory hound, right?
No,
Can I
no.
get in front?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me-
Can I get in front of the camera?
Let me explain this. Janelle has got like some horrible cold,
Disease.
and I don't want to be anywhere over in that zone. See, when she moves up, I move away. It's like a reflex.
Sheila says, thanks for the shout out and wave to my kids last week. They absolutely loved it.
Oh,
That's
sure.
so cool.
No problem.
Matt says, yes, you are correct. Dave.
I'm gonna have to burn the shirt.
Rob is
that-
watching. Hey, Rob. Teresa, what's up? Callie wants to know, when is your birthday, Brian? Now we all know what to get you for your birthday. A big bottle of Purell.
Yeah, you can see it. It's getting low. Well, I mean, it's going to last like tomorrow.
That's a one-day supply.
My birthday, in case you're wondering, is February 27th.
Oh, right around the corner.
Yes.
We should
Right
get him
before men's
something
conference.
special.
Like what?
Do you know what she did when she went to Disney?
What?
Tell him. Go ahead.
So I got him. I was trying to be nice, like, oh, I remember my friends, and so I got everybody something. I got Brian nice little Disney chocolate.
Aw.
Why would that be a strange thing, Dave? Go ahead.
Why would it be a strange?
I don't like chocolate, Dave.
He always says it.
She doesn't know that, and she didn't notice your haircut. You don't like chocolate? Un-American.
No, I mean,
Are you a communist?
it's not the kind of dislike where I won't put it in my mouth. You know, there's
Yes,
that kind of thing.
Yes.
It's the kind of dislike
Who doesn't like
where
chocolate?
I'm not going to necessarily volunteer to have that, but it serves a purpose. It holds in peanut butter occasionally.
Uh-huh.
That's a good purpose. It has a thin layer on a Snickers bar. Sure. Butterfinger.
Callie says nice haircut, Brian.
Thank you, Kelly, for you
Sagris-
noticing.
Sagris is
She
on.
didn't
Good morning,
notice.
guys. Good morning.
3 hours she didn't notice.
Cyrus is my pastor, by the way. He's my new senior pastor. I have
He's
to do
from
what he says.
Brazil, right?
He's from Sao Paulo, and then he lived in the jungle for a while. I think they made him go there just to get rid of him. So he lived in the jungle with his wife and family for 6 years. And that's who we would go when we go drill water wells in the jungle. We would go see Cyrus and Melissa.
I like
Just
his name. That's how you pronounce it in Brazil?
Cyrus.
Oh,
That's
cool.
probably not the way you're supposed to pronounce it, but Dave, by the way, remember, Mr. Pastor Sagres, your part of your job is to correct and rebuke. It's a full-time job. Somebody's got to do it.
Why are you doing that? Callie said creepers. No, creeper. She called you a creeper, and
She was
people
talking
like
about
it.
you.
No, they're talking about
She's
you.
talking about you.
I need to get back to something that Janelle said. So you went on vacation. You went to Disney something.
Yeah, last year.
And you bought all your friends presents.
I did.
Why?
All my coworkers.
Every time you go on vacation, you buy everybody a
No,
present?
not every time. Not every time. When I was there, I was
I didn't
like,
buy you a thing when I went.
I mean, it was, I know you did. You sure didn't. You went to Disney. Didn't bring me one thing.
She probably gave you the chocolates that they were putting on her pillow every day,
Probably.
right?
Oh, that's funny. So, Roseanne, thank you, Roseanne. So
Go
she
ahead.
says, "Hi, Brian.
I got a response. Go
Your
ahead.
fear of germs is bound to weaken you. Not to mention that your overuse of antibacterial will render it ineffective for you. Thank you.
Okay.
Ask Janelle. She will inform you. Thank you. I keep telling him.
Here's how we'll respond to that,
Our
Roseanne.
immune system.
First of all, God bless you. Dave?
Yes, hit me.
You guys.
Oh, yeah. Mm. Oh, it tastes good, too.
Now, there are
For
two...
the record, I hardly ever use this.
And you're
And
sick.
who got
And
sick?
you're
no,
sick!
No, who got sick before me and actually had to take 2 days off in a row?
Let me just say,
Thank you. That was in December.
in this
Thank
group, there's 3 people.
No, you got sick before
2 of them are
me.
healthy.
No.
1 of them is sick.
Now, when I fly, I go to Walmart
She touched my arm again.
and I get a little travel thing of Clorox wipes, and I wipe down everything that I think I'm going
Yeah.
to touch in that seat. Sometimes the person sitting next to me, too.
Rob says
Sit still.
his
They get
birthday.
a little offended.
Rob's birthday was on the 4th. He says, I'm also a bit of a germaphobe, so Brian, you and I will wear breathing masks while holding hands.
That's
Why
right,
are
Rob.
we getting
Holding
birthdays?
hands. He holds hands with
You
his
did it
friend.
again.
Yes, Matt, my kids did. He said the kids licked the chocolate before she gave.
They probably did. No, I didn't eat it, so...
Oh my God.
You're such a good friend. I've got you the least favorite thing.
Hi,
for you.
Anne Marie. We hardly ever see you, or you hardly ever comment. But she says we look like we're in an elevator.
Actually, okay, guys, with
We
me.
are in an
We
elevator.
are.
You should have got a Mickey Mouse ears. And then made him wear it and done a
That's
Snapchat
hilarious.
with
That
it.
is true. Sandy says you 3 together are dangerous. Dangerous.
Well, that's
Come
interesting.
on. No.
She touched my arm again.
You are very annoying.
Dangerous, actually,
That's a
is
nice
my
song.
middle name.
Make sure to wear gloves if you're going to hold hands at the conference with Brian.
Who's holding hands at the conference?
Everybody at the
not
conference,
holding
make sure
No.
to shake hands with
We are
Brian.
not holding hands at the conference.
I know that Dave does want a long hug, though, guys. If you end up joining Dave, when he tries to let go, that's Dave's way of saying, hold me tighter.
Hey, Donna.
That's
we
what
love
that
you.
means.
She loves our conversations. She says we brighten her morning.
Not surprised.
Sagris says full-time job doing what you said. What
Yeah.
was that you said?
Correct, rebuke.
Full time.
Heather, what's
Encourage.
up, Heather? She says just tuned in for the
Correct,
first time. Heather, can we
Oh.
why can't Brian be touched?
Because, as MC Hammer once said, you can't touch this.
No, I have
He's a
cold,
pastor now, so.
and he's a germaphobe, Heather. It's very awkward, and he goes through
Don't
this.
touch my Purell.
Oh my gosh, now you have to clean the bottle.
Yo, you got issues.
She's over here not using sanitizer in a workplace.
My baby says just wear your coat and you'll be fine. You don't need Purell.
He's wrong about that, by the way. He's totally wrong about that.
You're not
Wearing
wrong, baby.
your coat has nothing to do with getting sick. In fact, when you look at, if you look at,
You guys should make that the conversation when you come over.
you know,
my
when
house.
they go in these hot springs in like Sweden and places like that, it's way up in the mountains, and there's like 4 feet of snow around them,
Mhm.
and they walk in, they're like standing around in bathing suits. Oh, by the way, I got a great story about Sagres.
I'm glad it's not about bathing suits, I'll tell
So
you that.
they're
Well-
wearing bathing suits.
Yeah, and they're standing around in the snow, and they're not getting sick. They're going to the hot springs. Well, one time we went to the jungle, right? And I had somehow come across this tiny little Speedo. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I said, I know what I'm going to do with this. So I wrap it in a Christmas present. Like, I wrap it like a Christmas present. We go to the jungle. I said, hey, Sagres, your mother-in-law forgot to give you this for Christmas. She wanted me to give it to you. So he unwraps it, and he takes out this little tiny Speedo. And he's like, why would my mother-in-law want me to have this? I'm like, oh, maybe she wanted to see you in it. I don't know. She wanted you to have this Speedo. They have no idea why their mother-in-law gave them this.
Absolutely.
Really,
right out for a
mother-in-law?
year.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Heather says, "Oh my, I'm home with a sick kid. Do you hide when your kids are sick, Brian?"
I'll tell you what. There's a lot fewer hugs and kisses when my kids are sick.
Deborah says, "Brian, chill. You can't live in a bubble."
When the kids come to say goodnight to me, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're sick.
Yes.
Good night. I'm waving.
Oh my God.
Get out.
Just text me. Just text me.
Matt says, "Tell Dave you guys did a couple shows on this and about wet hair."
Yeah. Tell them about Len's wet hair theory. Go ahead.
Yeah, my kids get yelled at. They're all like more than half my kids are in the swim team. And when Len picks them up,
I love that she can say that. More than half of my kids.
isn't that crazy?
There's so many.
I know.
How
So
many is that, Janelle?
When Len picks them up,
3?
they're not really sure, like if it's gonna be me or whatever. So they come out unprepared because when they walk into the car and they don't have a hat on, what are you doing? Your hair is wet. Put your hat on. And then it becomes a lecture. And I don't got no money for you to go to urgent care, and you need to like.
I'll tell you what,
What
I'm going
people
to take
like-
a picture of myself swimming in the lake tonight.
And then walking around outside without your head covered.
Right. Well, I don't get a lot of wet hair because I just don't have a lot
I
of
know,
hair.
Deborah. I know, but I gotta support my husband. She goes, going out in the cold without your coat will not make you sick. It's not a wise thing to do. See? Thank you. But you get sick when there's germs out there. No, listen. Just to kind of like help him, he says your body's trying to control the temperature, and so as it works to do that, your immune.
100%.
Heather
Wow.
says, "Thank you, Heather, for not leaving me alone." She says my husband is like Len.
Doesn't
He
mean
ain't
he's
crazy.
right.
He ain't
Doesn't mean he's right.
crazy. Baby, I love you.
You talking to him or the
Just
Len?
in case. No, Len. What? Mary says, "I love listening to you guys all week. You make work inspiring and thought-provoking. But Thursdays, especially, you make work fun." And that's all, Dave.
I know. You know what? On Thursdays, it is a lot of fun. I don't know what it is.
Dave, oh my God.
I'm going to body slam you, Brian. I'm supposed to body slam you out.
I told you.
Thank you,
I'm going to
Mike.
give you a full Nelson. I don't even know
Mike
what that
says,
is. That's worse than a
theoretically,
half.
and in my opinion, wet hair or no coat will make your body lose much needed heat and make your immune system more vulnerable. Thank you. He ain't crazy. He ain't crazy. No. You lose.
Here's the thing. Stay away from me, Sicky McStickerson.
Deborah says my husband's right. Thank you, y'all. He ain't crazy.
No.
Because y'all make him seem like,
In Scandinavia, hey,
Your husband's crazy.
in Scandinavia, where my people are from,
Uh-huh.
my people from Scandinavia, they put their kids outside to take a nap.
Did you see those pictures?
They put them in a little bassinet
Yeah.
outside in the cold
In
because
the
they sleep
snow.
better.
that's crazy.
Without a hat,
With wet hair. They're pouring cold water on their heads.
they're not getting sick. Case closed.
Sheila says heat is where most germs thrive.
Yeah,
This-
underneath your
This
hat.
ain't helping. Did y'all see what the CDC just said about this?
They said
Thank
use
you.
more of it.
And
No,
yet
that's
again,
not what they
we
said.
need to wash the bottle
That's
because
not
she
what
touched
they-
it again.
Rob says, Dave, are there cases where a person should live with their debt from being so deep in it?
What do they live with their debt?
What do you mean? Do you get the question or do you need clarification?
I need a little clarification.
Rob, can you clarify your question, please?
You know, debt is kind of it's something that it always starts out really small, and then there's a situation or there's a hard issue where it's going to snowball, and then people wake up one day and they realize, wow, I am deep in this. And so I talk to a lot of people about how to get out of debt, and a lot of times, if 9 times out of 10, Janelle, I can
Yes.
look at somebody's budget and say, I think that we probably could work 20% out of this budget someplace and apply it to debt. Now, is it easy? No.
Right.
I've had people come to my office and say, by the way, my kids despise you because
Yeah.
I'm, they're on a
Yeah.
budget. And so there's a lot of times where it just really means you got to tighten everything up. You got to kind of circle the financial wagons and work on this debt and sacrifice. It's going to take a sacrifice.
Anne Marie sent a question. I want to
Hold
get
up,
to.
hold up. Get to Roseanne's follow up. Do you see it?
Roseanne says, I'm sending Brian some moisturizer because clearly, after all that Purell, your hands must be dry.
Oh wait, Roseanne.
Dry.
Wait, Roseanne. What's this? What's
Oh my
this?
gosh.
Oh, don't worry, I don't need it. These are smooth like a baby.
Yes.
Actually, not. They were pretty dry, but
Damaris-
at least I'm healthy.
Damaris says, not a financial question, but is there a way for men who can't make it to the conference to be able to purchase a closed circuit code and watch it on the internet?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I wish there was a way.
No,
but
there's not. I don't know what to tell you. There's not.
Okay, so
They can
Anne
meet out at the BFI podium.
Anne-Marie's
Dave will be in the parking lot
question.
afterwards.
She says, I am filing bankruptcy and I will be going to court in March. I am supposed to be receiving a refund check that I am going to be using for fixing my car and taking care of my house and family. I just got custody a year ago of my nephew that has disabilities, and I'm taking care of my sister that has brain damage on a single mom income of $15 an hour. I really could use this income tax check, but I'm afraid to spend it that I will get in trouble. Can you tell me if I'm allowed to spend it?
Well, I don't know. I do not know.
Who can she ask?
Probably the bankruptcy court. My guess is, if you go through bankruptcy, this is just a guess. If you go through bankruptcy court before you get the check, that they're going to attach this check to pay off debts, but they might not. I mean, I would ask if you're working with an attorney through the bankruptcy court. I would ask them. But remember, if it's money that's supposed to be applied to your debts, we want to do that. We want to be true to paying off these debts if we can. Now, I understand that the bankruptcy laws exist for a reason and people get into trouble, and sometimes we need to use the bankruptcy laws, so I don't want to take advantage of them. However, this sounds like a situation where, this is not taking advantage of it, but I also don't want you to get into trouble spending this check if it's supposed to go to pay off your debt. So
ask the court.
Yes.
Ben Beasley has a question, and he says, getting married this summer, second time for both.
Okay.
At 50 years old, me a little older, moving to my fiance's condo. I'll sell my paid off house in a couple of years at $200,000. We are both starting pretty fresh financially. Her condo is financed at 4.375%.
That's good, right?
27 years left, $91,000. Looking at refi. Don't see any desire to move in the next 5, 10, 15 years. We both probably will work full time for another 15 years. So any advice for that?
Yes, before you get married, and this is the most important thing I'm going to say this morning. Before you get married, go buy a new set of golf clubs.
Wow.
Because you're not going to get that opportunity after you get married. It's really difficult once the wife can see where you keep your golf clubs and they know that they're brand new. It's very difficult to sneak a golf bag into your house.
So if that's your advice for people before they get married, for men, what's the advice for women?
Save your money, give it to your fiance.
Allow your fiance to buy golf clubs because he needs them.
Okay,
listen,
great.
When men get married, it's a big sacrifice.
It's a very big sacrifice.
It's a very big sacrifice. Now,
it's difficult being a man.
I know there's a lot of women are really hard to live with. It is.
And they have it easy.
They're very difficult. We put up with so much that golf clubs would...
Preach, Dave.
It might go a long way to really making this a very happy marriage.
And in fact, you should buy the golf clubs for him with your money before you combine your resources.
So, advice for Dave. Ben, I'm sorry, Ben. Ben.
I don't know that I would refi at 4.3. If I could get.
He's not a golfer.
If I could get if I could get a point, then I would. But when you look at the numbers, as the interest rates get lower and lower, there's not that much of a difference. So if I could do it with no cost, I might do it.
And by the way, as he's finishing this, Ben, do you have any hobbies? I mean, you don't golf. What do you do? Just tell us what it is, and we'll help you with this. Carry on. Go ahead.
Yeah. Whatever your hobbies are, you can just forget about them because you're not going to be allowed to do
That's
them.
why we want to help you. So what are your hobbies? Carry on, Dave. Go ahead.
Golf clubs.
He doesn't like golf, so we're going to fix this.
Even if you don't golf, go buy golf clubs because you'll never get a chance to do it again.
Okay.
You know why Dave likes golf? Because he allows him to leave the house on a Saturday for basically all day.
Oh, my goodness. Mark's question. I've been pondering this for a while now, and I've been considering purchasing a starter home for myself, but I have a substantial amount of student debt. Would it be better for me to just rent, or would buying be better in the long run because I could sell it?
What's a substantial amount of student debt? Because a substantial amount to some people is not that big of a number in the grand scheme of things. And I think when people have debt, sometimes it's like an overwhelming burden on them, even though the number isn't that big.
Yeah.
And so, and I want to know the interest rate, and I want to know when you're going to have it paid off. So I like the idea of a starter home, and this is one of the big problems with for millennials and people coming after them is that they've gone to school, they've gotten kind of wrapped up in the college scam, which is you don't need to have money to go to college. We'll give you the money. Okay, we're going to give you how much money do you
Don't
need?
listen. Don't
We're going to
listen.
give you all the money that you need. Oh, by the way, you have to pay it back at some point in time. Like 3 months after you graduate, that bill's going to start coming due, and the bills are pretty big. And because when you're 17, 18, 19, you really don't have a lot of perspective about what money, how much money really costs and what it means. You're like, oh yeah, they're giving me all the money to go to school, and it's like monopoly money. So if you're going to go to college, if you're a parent that's showing your kids colleges, if you're a kid that's going to go to college, do not let a college talk you into 100% loans. Maybe not even 50% loans. It's okay to go to Tri-C.
Get a
LC.
job.
Yeah, work.
No.
How about
you
this?
get a job?
Brian, don't you just want to say get out of your mom's basement and get a job?
Put down the video game controller.
Yeah.
Really,
Get a job.
people? Really?
By the way, Damaris said, poor men, thank you for the support. You're right. It's difficult being a man.
It's very difficult being a husband.
Damaris has got our back on that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Ben still has not told us what his hobby is. Ben,
She took it away. She took all his hobbies away.
yeah, it's gone. It'll get better.
It's too
bud.
late for Ben. This advice was for the next guy. But Ben, we're sorry. We're going to miss you.
By the way, Robert pointed out something very important. He read the back of the hand sanitizer and saw it's
Thank
only
you.
effective for 2 minutes,
Thank you, Rob.
which is no,
So smart.
no. You're not. You don't have to think it. It's just a friendly reminder to reapply every 2 minutes.
Oh my.
I mean, this is not. That's all he's telling me.
Oh,
He likes hand
okay.
sanitizer.
Okay.
And yes, Rod, I could pass for Where's Waldo with the right gear. Which if
You
there
know who
was
I
a-
could pass for?
Who?
Where's Baldo?
Oh, hey! Brian said, or Jim says I'm in rare form today. It's true. It's Thursday. It's what Dave does to me. And you know what else does it to me? My dear old friend Janelle.
Do you see? Do you see this?
Remember
Wow.
when we had the good times, you know?
It's
And she
official.
had no idea that you were doing that. I don't want to put my...
Now, don't touch her.
No.
Let me help
Can
you,
we
Dave.
hand sanitize her?
Stay away.
Oh my god.
Stay away.
I
Do
just
you
want
use
to
hand
spray.
sanitizer, you know?
I don't. I use water
It's
and
been
soap.
2 minutes,
That's
Dave.
probably why you're sick.
It's been 2
Oh
minutes.
my gosh, please.
And now, congratulate Janelle, the first time she's
Yay!
ever cleansed herself in any way with her hands. I found out, Dave, that she knows the correct way
Mike
to wash your
says,
hands.
I don't like that picture. Thank you, Mike, because you are a sweet man. You have a tender heart.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not good, Mike. I hate to tell you that.
Who's Mike
Adrian
anyway?
says,
I
My
know Mike,
granddaughter-
actually, so he's a good guy.
yes, we're having problems with the Mevo camera. Brian broke it. Adrian says, my granddaughter is going to college debt-free. I read Debt-Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill, which tells us how to do it and prepare to do it.
There you go.
It's not, well, look, I'm sure it's a great book, a compelling read, but it's not rocket science, okay? It is not rocket science. I talk to plenty of people that are going to retire with $1 million, and they're like, well, how did they do that? Brian, revolutionary concept. They saved money.
Buy low, sell high.
And they didn't drive the most expensive car. They
Right.
probably didn't lease a car, Brian.
I'm doing fine with my lease.
You know, they lived lean. They just lived lean. You can, yeah, you're lean.
I'm living lean.
You're living
Oh,
lean.
goodness.
So there's ways to do all this. You could do it. You could go to school almost for free. Now it's going to take work. You might not graduate in 4 years, and the other thing is you might not have the true college experience of playing frisbee
In the
on
quad.
the quad with girls,
Girls
in
in
bikinis.
bikinis.
Okay,
Yeah.
that might not happen, but you're going to get a degree, and you're going to be way better off in the long run. And you know, when you get married, go play frisbee with your wife.
Look at this, Holly. Snow day for the kids. Make sure the kids do all the chores for you so you can relax on this snow day.
Yeah,
Get
take
the
it
kids
easy,
to
Holly.
work
It's a snow day? What?
in Dover.
Wow.
Call Janelle's house so her kids know you got a snow day.
No, they don't get a snow
Now,
day.
I'd like to demonstrate for you, Dave, that you're actually right now living in some sort of horror film.
Yes.
Christian horror film, let's be clear. So, Janelle, answer a few questions for me.
What?
What's the proper way to wash your hands? Go ahead.
You have to sing happy birthday 2 times, 3 times, and while your hands are under the water.
How many times have you washed your hands using that method, Janelle?
Never. Ain't nobody got time for that.
So she's basically never washed her hands?
Whatever. Please, Dr.
So-
Chen, we had him on this week. He says, I haven't done it either.
She's over there
Thank
just
you.
going,
So your
Done.
Dr. Chen is dirty too?
And
Oh my
Dr.
gosh.
Chen says water and soap is more efficient than hand sanitizer. Thank you.
I'm over here keeping it clean. She's not even washing her hands properly.
I was
Dave.
in the airport. And somebody comes in with a surgical mask on, right? Because that's a big deal right now.
People do that.
And he uses the facilities. He goes to the mirror and walks out. I'm like, what? Get back here!
Crazy.
Why do you have a
Wash
mask?
your hands.
It totally defeats the mask purpose
Yeah.
altogether. Wow.
It's totally appropriate to wash your hands after using the bathroom.
There was a snow day in Vermilion, too?
Yeah, there was a snow. No school buses. I took another route here that was much
There's a
easier.
bunch of wimps in Vermilion. I'm not going to say who, but
The roads weren't bad either. So
my kids are
I
at
guess
school.
it's going to
That's
get
good.
really cold later on. And, maybe they're thinking about later. I don't know.
I got to fly out tomorrow, Dave.
Where are you going?
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I know, it's like I'm going to go to a worse place.
Do you pack like extra
In the
long
winter.
underwear?
No, I just stay inside, man. That's what I do. I like Dave looking more casual, says Callie.
Oh.
He gets that a lot.
This shirt has my initials on it too. See that? Where is it? How do I do this?
Awkward.
He's having trouble. You have to turn it. See? My shirt does not have my initials on it. See?
And if I could take it off, it has my name written in it too. Just in case
Actually,
I get lost.
let me. No, I'm not going to take off my shirt.
You do have long underwear.
No, it's an undershirt. I get cold. Janelle keeps it cold in here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
It's probably because you weigh 90 pounds, Brian.
Dave, somebody wants to know. Roseanne wants to know. Dave, have you not ever followed someone who does that out of the bathroom and said, "Excuse me, I think you forgot to wash your hands"? That's how you deal with that problem,
Wow.
and you're bold enough to do that. Do you say
No,
that?
I say things like, "You are gross and you disgust me. Now get back in there and wash your hands." Especially in an airport, because I'm probably never going to see that person.
I got something in my teeth. Heather, is Moody going to do a women's conference? Right now, we got a men's conference.
Well, Brian and I are teaching at the women's conference.
Do you see how we get treated here?
It's hard
You see?
being a man.
It's
We
very,
need a
very
conference.
difficult.
Or
It's
maybe
very
they
difficult.
just realize we don't need help. We got it
What
all
do you need a
figured
conference
out.
for? If there's too much work to do on them.
Wow.
One conference wouldn't be enough.
Ignored, all messed up, the way they treat us. That's all right, though.
Brian, but we could teach we could give some pointers to women.
In fact, Dave and I are right now putting together the Submit Conference. It's
So what is
It's gonna-
listen, the Submit Conference by Brian and Dave. Can you guys give me like 3 bullet points?
just kidding.
No. Give me 3 bullet points.
It'd be
Dave,
really nice if when we got home from work, you had yourself put together. You know what I mean? Like maybe a nice dress.
Yeah.
What else?
Some makeup.
as soon as I walk in the door, I'd like to have that plate ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it's been a busy day, so don't say anything to me.
That's second point. Third point. Third point.
Don't bog me down with a bunch of conversation.
Wow.
Because we all know you haven't been doing anything all day, and I've been working.
It's
Yeah.
concerning how you just like pop that out. Like it just came out. Wow. Crazy.
Kids should be clean and neat. Probably sitting in a chair reading.
Should I invite your wife, Dave? Yes, please. Exactly.
To the Submit
Sarah
conference.
can't wait for the Submit Conference. Yeah. Dave and I are going to take turns at tag teaming. First session is how to stay quiet in church.
No, we would.
Wow, no, we'd never do that.
We would never do that.
Women are the
Oh
best.
my! Don't try to
Women
fix
are-
that up
In
now.
fact,
Don't
we
try to
love
fix it
women.
up.
Hey, I love women. My mom was a woman.
So is my
I think she still is too. You know, the world's changed.
sister-in-law, a woman.
What?
I have
Janelle?
2 sisters.
Woman.
Woman.
That's right.
Women are great.
We like women.
Almost as good as men.
We're amazing.
They're not as good at golfers.
we bring
general.
life.
They get to hit closer. So
Right.
if you're hitting a scramble and you can find a female who's a really good golfer, you want to bring them because you get a lot of advantage.
So sign up for the Submit Conference at
Oh, my
davesafransky.com.
goodness.
DaveSafranski.com.
Wow.
You can spell it.
Good luck spelling that. Repent now, Brian Basin. I repent. I repent is a Christian joke.
You can
Send your
get
complaints.
emails, brian.dollin
Nope.
@moody.edu.
Send your complaints to david.safranski@moody.edu.
I don't have an email address here.
Damaris said, Brian would not like me. I have eczema and cannot use hand sanitizer and most soaps. But I bet you found a solution that works for you. You could use coconut oil. That's you got antibacterial properties.
It does?
Yes, it does.
And you cook with it too, right?
Mhm. It's like Windex for a big fat Greek wedding. Use it for everything. It's right, Janelle? Antibacterial properties. Coconut oil.
Right, perfect.
See? It's fine. Just use that. I'm going to get in trouble, so I got to leave. And remember, if you remember anything you don't like from this time, I just want you to picture one thing. If you're upset about something, just picture one thing. Here, Dave is hiding. I was going to zoom in on Dave's face.
No,
Dave?
you're not.
Dave?
Yes?
All right, we out.